Oh, no.
So, I'm trying to figure out what's happening.
It's like a pack of cards.
You don't use StreamYard, right?
You're talking to us. Oh, you're talking to us. Sorry.
Yeah, sorry.
Critiquing a picture of myself. I was like, oh, I don't like that.
There we go.
Occasionally.
Okay, it's working. But hold on. There. That was weird. Jesus Christ. Thankfully, all I was doing was fumbling around for the first 3 minutes. I'm late for a very important date. Now, please, YouTube, don't do that again. That was crazy. Oh, God, no. We're off to a great start, folks. I got to do everything I just did again. And thankfully, it was just me talking like this. And then I was like, hey. Nailed it. Nothing went wrong. Welcome to KillCo Whiskey Musings. My name is Brian, and technical crap is so much fun. I know you're all here for not me, but for two other lovely, wonderful individuals. I have had the pleasure to meet in person, and they have had the misfortune of meeting me in person. But we have some bourbons to partake of this evening. I hope all of you are ready. I also have to look at chat because there's like a million people here. Let me say hello first before I do anything else. 5 fingers. Thank you. Hello. Sugar Kitty. Meow. Mike Meyer. Hello. Welcome. Zedboot. Hello. It is Bourbon Night. It's like pre. Yes. What else? Hello. Brew Baker Maker. Always a pleasure to see you, sir. Every time I see your name, I think of Wild Turkey. You know why. Name's Morgan. Welcome. Hi. How you doing? Glad you are here. Mr. Great Shot, a pleasure to have met you in person in Texas. Thank you for everything you did for me there. Otherwise, I would have had to walk or Uber or Lyft or whatever. Scotch on the Bayou. Well, I do declare. Hello. Scotch is here for bourbon. Oh, my God. What? Who are you? Introductions. Done. Solid. I know what I'm doing. I'm a professional. In theory. No, I need that. Well, let us see if our guests are ready. Guests, are you ready? Yay or nay? Yay, yeah. Sorry. Bleep. There they are, folks. This is who you're here to see.
Hello.
Hello.
Welcome. Hello. So nice to see your faces, as always.
Thanks for having us.
Good to be seen.
Thank you for being here again. It always is a little weird for me when people visit, but I like it. It's like, hey, how you doing? Well,
We're good. We're good. Yeah.
What? We have a list. We have options.
We have options.
Please, guests, you go first. This is about you, and you're just hanging out with me for some reason. So whatever you'd like to try first is up to you. I have what I grabbed in front of me. And I thought about doing something earlier, but we'll have to do it some other time. I wanted to take a step back sometime to almost introductory bourbons. But what we're doing instead in my head is some of the newer stuff I've had recently. Like I told you what they are. So at your leisure.
Well, it is Chad's birthday in a few days, so maybe he should pick first.
Oh,
there you go.
You know what the options are. We have them.
Well,
they're right there, right?
Yeah, they're here, somewhere over there on your side.
Yes.
I
can pick for you if that's your choice.
That's usually the best choice. So honey, I don't know. What's the answer? Please.
Maybe not the highest proof things.
Yes.
Sure. Yes. Yeah. I was kind of thinking maybe the 107.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's do it. We have a fun story we can just tell about that.
We do?
Well, from the pictures we were looking at today.
Oh yeah, that's true.
I mean, it's not that fun of a story.
It's not hardly even a story.
It's barely a story.
Stories are the best. People want to.
But I will say, still a screw top on this one over here. I think they're all corks now.
Oh, really?
They are.
Yeah,
Mine's
you're popping a
cork,
cork.
which is
Well, look at that.
surprising.
Yeah.
Wow. So we have the really
Yep.
old, not really old, because there's like vintage Weller bottles.
Yeah.
Then there's like the old, 2012-ish Weller bottles, and then
Yeah. I think
there was these, the rebrand, and now there's with the corks.
I think it changed in 2016 to this bottle,
Mhm.
to this current bottle.
Yeah, something like that. I don't think we have any old ones handy. They're over there.
Yeah, they're over there.
The old scripty font.
Mhm.
Yeah.
The little sticker on the bottle, the
Mhm.
see-through sticker.
Nice. I don't
Um,
know anything.
But we're doing an episode that kind of required us to go back in the annals of history, as
In
they
the It's
say.
Bourbon Night history.
Yeah.
Oh
and-
yeah.
Before It's Bourbon Night was even a
215.
thing.
And
You guys made me realize I should keep track, and I haven't.
well, that's a good thing about iPhoto, which I don't even really use anymore, but I did back then, thankfully. So everything's dated there as to when the picture was taken. So looking back, and one of the first, I guess you would call it hunts, or maybe
It was the first time I think you and I had gone to a liquor store looking for things.
right. I mean, you always go to a liquor store looking for things,
But we were like, we got the tip that
mhm.
a big box liquor store near us had some
Yeah.
bottles come in, and this was before, like, there were plenty on the shelves. There was no limit per person. This was
Mhm.
just,
Oh,
hey,
man.
their truck just came in. If you like this stuff, you should go get some. And we were like,
Yeah.
we like that stuff.
Yeah.
So I got a bottle of Stag Junior, my very first bottle of Stag Junior, which I saved to open on New Year's Eve because I was
Different time.
No, this is the same time. I
Are you
also
sure?
got an Elmer T. Lee
Those? Oh, okay.
and a
107.
107.
Mhm.
And Chad got two of everything.
Well, I got a 175
Of that.
of this.
Yes, me too.
And then 2 Stags
For like $29.99.
and 2 Elmers.
Yeah. And this was just like a normal
This was
Friday.
This was 2015.
in 2015.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah.
I was
So
Willerville,
it was the
apparently.
first haul that we
Mhm.
ever had. We were so proud.
Right.
And I later opened that Stag Junior at the end of my New Year's Eve evening after drinking
Oh God.
champagne. And little did I know how hard it kicked. And I was not prepared. I was very afraid of Stag Junior for a long time after that.
I bet. I only
We're
got
friends
sampled some
now.
recently. Wait, did I ever sample it before?
This also
I don't
makes
know. Probably.
this also makes sense. Germane to the topic,
Oh,
if
yeah?
you will.
Is this our show?
Ooh,
I think it's his show.
I was just
We're
gonna
talking
say
a lot.
is that
That's
we
the
released-
point. Again, this is a hangout. You don't. There's no
Yeah.
rules. I
story
can sit here
time.
and drink
It's story
whiskey. I'm fine with that.
We released an episode. What's today? Wednesday? Yeah, yesterday. Of a 1980
Oh.
Weller 107. So
1980?
Oh, man.
Yeah. Were those the gold vein bottles?
That was the gold vein.
They're so pretty.
I thought I saw
we didn't
that
have
pop up.
the bottle.
We didn't have the
it was
bottle. We just had a sample.
But
It's still very
um,
nice to
yeah.
have.
So for everyone who was in the comments wishing me a happy birthday, it's an early happy birthday, but thank you. It hasn't happened yet, but I still appreciate the.
He likes to
No
celebrate
worry.
birthday week.
A birthday month, man. I mean,
It really is. We started with tickets to go see Doctor Strange
Mhm.
on
Nice.
a full 2 weeks almost before his birthday, and then we're taking a trip after his birthday. So it's really like 3 weeks of Chad's birthday.
Yeah.
And all I ask is that that's returned when it's my turn.
There you go.
Yeah, I'll get.
So what you're saying?
We'll see what I get.
2-month birthday. Yeah. Before, during, and after. Got it.
Mm.
3 months. Why not? I know I'm going to be gaining on.
Let's
this
just
season.
make
Or-
it birthday quarter.
Birthday
Or is he
quarter.
gaining on me? I don't want to pick ages, but I know we're about the same age. Ugh.
Who?
Ish.
We?
No, Chad and I.
Okay, I was like, I don't know. I
It's
can
like, no.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Although I have gotten the whole, you don't look it. It's like, thanks. I am. I'm glad I don't. but I
Yeah.
I got that too.
People don't really guess the age difference between us.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
It's okay.
I
You're
don't
just
know.
immature. It's not your fault.
I mean, why would you want to be any other way? Mama KillCo's here. Hi, Mom. Hi.
Hello, Mama KillCo.
Yes. Yes.
Do you think
Someone
we'll
get-
see
was
her
it you
again
guys?
this year at the Bastards Ball?
Hopefully. I think.
Hopefully.
Yes.
Fingers crossed.
I had to think about that
Good.
because I got the recent Texas trip mixed up with that when my
Mm.
dad and I went. My dad, my mother, my father, and I were there last week, which I'm still recovering from.
What
in the
a
sense
nice
that
trip.
travel. Yeah, I'm official.
Mhm.
I'm official now. I got my Psalm 1 thing. So
Nice.
I can say I know a something, I suppose.
That's awesome.
Sweet.
So actually, I'm glad you brought this up because we've been talking for a long time. I mean, since the first year we went down there, we've been saying we should really do that. You know, we should really plan to allocate our funds to make this happen. And then the years pass, and like obviously with COVID, you know, things just get in the way.
We should do it. Global
Right.
pandemic. Maybe not today. Maybe not.
And then before you know it, you know, we say at the beginning of the year, this year we want to do it. And then it's August, and literally every weekend between August and Christmas is full of travel and
It's bourbon time, baby.
events and things. So we're like, at that point, we realized, oh, we never did that. Now it's too late. Oh, we'll do it next year.
Yeah.
So as someone who has done it,
quick.
it comes up quick, right?
Mhm.
We're in May. It's going to be, I mean, basically in my mind, I'm like, well, I should already be planning for Black Friday. But the mind of a marketer.
Figure out what I'm going to do for December because I don't know. I never like before. It was really easy. Now it's like, which one haven't I done? Crap.
Yeah, I was just thinking about that today because every year we say we're going to do like a special whole content rollout for Bourbon Heritage Month. And then it's September 1st and we're like, we didn't plan for this because it sneaks up on you. But as someone who has done the tier 1, I mean, I assume you would recommend it?
Yeah, you guys will nail it. I was of the mind that I was going to fail because that's the way my mind is.
I mean, same.
Yeah. You know, I was so nervous. I was like, oh God, this schooling was not my thing. I had to read one book and it wasn't a long book. And I was reading that book the night before everything started. Like I was finishing it. I'm going to get through this shit, I swear. And it was interesting. It was a good book. I just have trouble, like a whole page of words is like trying to hit me at the same time. That's the whole like focusing issue is people don't think about it. It makes everything hard, including reading and paying attention. And whoa, what's that? You know, that kind of stuff all the time. But anyway, I did it. I read the book. I got the thing. And I would recommend it to anyone who has an interest in whiskey. You guys will have no problem. The only kind of tricky part for me was when they started going through actual distillation. Like we had to know a little bit about that. And it was the usual, like 2 different words that start with W. I think it was wort and wash. And I got those messed up. Other than that, did great, passed with flying colors and all that. And it was all because, one, I'm kind of invested in this, as you know, as you are, as you definitely are. And just, you know, what I've been doing for the past couple of years, being interested in the tribe, just learning via video is what I can do better. And a lot of it was kind of review, thankfully. But, again, you guys won't have a problem. I know you could easily talk to Daniel about being alumni and you get a discount for that.
Very cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's a significant discount. It's like 50%. So
I know, I saw that. That's why we were like, we should really look into this because I also want the medallion.
Yeah, it's heavy.
I was a little. It looks heavy.
Yeah, it looks kind of heavy. And you're like, I can't be that bad. You put it on. It's like, oh God, the weight of responsibility
falls over.
Yeah,
I was a little concerned that it would be a lot more international stuff than what we're familiar with. So I was like, what I don't want to do is pay for the class and the travel and then not pass.
The pass rate is high.
It's high.
If I can do it, you know, most people can. But it's also phase one. Psalm level 1 is more of a getting you into understanding whiskey, and you do that. You got that. I got that. You got that. But then when you continue, I think I might go to Psalm 2 just because it's mostly bourbons. That's like the whole thing. So I kind of want to get that under my belt. And again, I had such a good time with doing Psalm 1. You know, I might as well. I had a good time staying in the rooms, stay on campus. Holy shit. Oh, well worth it. I felt very out of place in those rooms. I'm like, wow, I am a princess. This is amazing.
I'm a princess.
Yeah,
I'm a princess. This is amazing.
Beautiful campus.
They do have a nice campus.
It was so good. And I get a lot of people will be excited to see you if they watch your channel or anything. They'll just be like, oh my God, celebrities. But
anyway. Jeez. About that.
It didn't happen to me, but then again, I was very quiet about that up until the very start. I was kind of outed a bit, and that's fine. It's not a big deal.
Yeah.
That was my point. It's good. Had fun. May do Somm 2 because it is strictly bourbon. Somm 3 is where they get into international Scotch mostly. So that's then
Okay.
that's a lot harder after that, I hear.
I will have to look up when they're doing their next class.
The next class, yeah.
And we
They
will
are
have
doing
to
it
look into it.
in wait, never mind. I was thinking of Somm 2. Email Daniel. If you don't have
for
his
sure.
email, I assume you do. You guys know him longer
But yeah.
We also
professionally than I have.
we took the first level course, or like the course for the bourbon steward, which I remember doing that class and being like, I already know all this stuff.
Yeah, years ago.
We did it several years ago. We took the class, but then they give you like a code on the back of the book and you got to go online and take the test. Guess what we didn't do?
Yeah.
Take the test. I just saw those guys at an event recently and I asked them, I was like, so if I took your class in 2018 and I lost my book and I never took my test, he was like, it happens all the time. Here's my card. Just email me. And guess what I haven't done?
Emailed him.
Emailed him, but I want that pin.
Want
I know that
pin?
feeling.
Got it?
I want to be
Oh, you do get a
recommended.
pin as well.
I
Have
want
you
a bourbon.
seen the thing it comes in? I can show you real quick. Just so
No,
you know
yeah, if you have
what
it,
you're
I'd
in
love
for.
to see it.
Oh, why? I got it.
By the way, this is tasty. We haven't talked about it.
Oh, it's so
Oh,
good.
look at
Very
that.
tasty.
Whole medallion box. It's very rugged, and I got a splinter almost instantly with this. It's got a nice little lined interior thing.
Wow.
They put the metal
Wow.
face down for the ceremony. I don't want to
Uh-huh.
spoil too much of it, so you can just go up and put it on, like the bam,
Mm-hmm.
and then
Do they, like
And
that
it's-
ceremony part, do they let you record any of it? Just curious.
my mom did record it.
Did?
I had some on
Okay.
my phone. I haven't actually transferred it. And you
I
do
wasn't
get
sure
an
if it was like
actual-
secret society hush hush.
It's
you
not
know.
secret society hush hush, but
Then
it
you
is
get
one
a
of those
paddling.
like you want to keep this moment to yourselves, kind of,
Yeah.
because it is so unique. And I hope you guys like singing. We'll just say, and then you get the little pin that goes along with it.
Nice.
Same
See,
thing.
I'm gonna do it for the pin.
Do it with
Yes.
the pen.
I gotta have
My
the
pin
merch.
tried to get away from me instantly. I like put the box down and the pin jumped out. I'm like, oh, no, wait on. But I'll be able to use this actually. This will like the first time I'm going to be using it as an official psalm is coming up far too quickly. That should be fun.
And what
Yeah,
will
you
that
just have
involve?
to know the basics. I'm just gonna put
What
this-
will you do?
Huh?
What will you do? You said the first thing that you get to use it.
Do you know Irene Tan? You might have met her at the Bastards Ball. She was in one of the Whiskey Tribes videos. She opened a store in Connecticut.
That sounds really good.
I'm sure
We
I
know
know
her
the name,
face.
and I'm sure if I saw her face, I'd be like, yes, I
Yeah.
know you.
Yes, you probably talked to her briefly at the Bastards Ball. Again, that was a whirlwind of everything.
And then you pour
But-
alcohol on top of it.
Yes. Alcohol, outdoors, heat, trying to get everything done, trying not to miss
Right.
anything. I was
Running
Mhm.
from A to B.
zipping
Yeah.
all over the place. I don't even know who I talked to half the time. But she does barrel picks. I can send you the link for the video later if I remember. And she is the episode where they talk about how whiskey people, how they want to feel about whiskey, like liquor stores. And she opened her own store. She has a tasting room. She does her own barrel picks. She's an hour from where I live. Yeah. I've gotten to try
Nice.
some pretty incredible stuff I probably never would have. She's a psalm as well. And she is doing a charity event later this month. I don't have exactly when and where, other than I do know it'll be at Roger Williams Park Zoo, which is not far from where I am. And she needed a volunteer of sorts to pour whiskey for the people who are giving to charity for that.
Oh, very cool.
Suddenly,
Nice.
that's me.
Well,
Mhm.
congrats on
Since
your
I'm
first
official
song
now.
job. Yeah.
Yeah, I got to wear that thing. Just like, hi, everyone. How are you doing?
He's got to do
Tell
like
you-
some.
I'll tell you a
track
little
work
bit more about
in
this whiskey.
preparation.
Let's see. That's how I'm going to feel. As
Yeah.
long as I can pour it without making a mess.
And that means next time we're in the vault,
You can pour.
You can pour for us.
I can. I did it for my
Nice.
dad. He was the first one I got to pour anything for.
That's great.
Very
I
cool.
felt appropriate. I think I mentioned the story too, where we got to read that Fred Minnick, or he got to read that Fred Minnick book. I listened to it for edits.
Mm-hmm.
We both got curious, and I said it's about Lefroy was the first thing that caught his attention. But I've just gone through everything I think by now, almost. There's some places I haven't, but when I'm thinking about that, I've had Taiwanese whiskey and Australian whiskey. Gets a little crazy.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Track anymore. But speaking of whiskey, You guys enjoy this, I assume. I always feel the video I did, I felt bad about it, because I like Buffalo Trace to begin with, and I poured this, and I was like, son of a bitch, why? Why do they have to have something else I like?
I don't want to like something I can't have. Yeah.
Exactly. Like I won this in a raffle. I was lucky, like once.
Yeah, it's nice. I hate that it's gotten to the point where it is where you never see it for retail anymore because it was a great product for the retail price, and they probably could have raised the retail price a bit, which they haven't too much.
Not too much.
They probably could have, and still people would have been happy with the quality of the product, but it's unfortunate that you can't find it, and then when you do see it, it's always marked up. But we often go back and forth between whether this is our favorite of the available Weller lineup, which I would consider.
Let's call it the original lineup.
The original lineup, the Special Reserve, the 107, and the 12-year. We go back and forth between this one and the 12-year, but I feel like we land on this one more often than not because we like that 107 proof.
I was pleasantly surprised with this, and again, I don't remember what I did in the video. That's why I make videos so I can go look later when I'm.
People will be like, "You said this in a video a few weeks ago." I'm like, "Did I?" That seems right. I mean, I probably did.
I did.
Once I say it, it's gone out of my head. I don't know.
Yeah. Same with live streams. I don't remember anything I said at all. That's why they're recorded. But I was pleasantly surprised with this. I'm so angry that I like Buffalo Trace.
Wouldn't it be easier if I just personally, for whatever reason, my taste buds were not receptive to Buffalo Trace products? Life would be so much easier, but that's not the way it goes.
There's so many other bourbons that I could like more.
Yeah.
Every time it comes to certain Buffalo Trace products, except for the well-known Blantons that, as I've said many times, and I'm sure you definitely know, they're single barrel pick. They're all different. It's not like every single Blanton is going to be the same. So
yeah,
I say try it, but don't buy it for the inflated price, please. Please. You're buying it for the pretty little bottle it comes in at times. I have two behind me, both donated. One is really good, other one not really. So yeah, I can pour people an example. It's like, try this one, same thing.
Yeah, we've had that experience with the E.H. Taylor single barrel. Honestly, the Henry McKenna single barrels, we've had ones that are amazing and then ones that kind of taste like grass and dirt. It's like, and I don't mean like they just taste bad. Like they're just very earthy, or they're all cherry and it's not what you thought you were going to get. So it's a gamble. I mean, it's definitely a roll of the dice, right?
Yeah.
What's a good consistent single barrel product? I don't think I've had a bad Russell single barrel.
No.
I don't think I've had enough Russell single barrels. So gotta work on that.
Knob Creek. I would say Knob Creek is the most consistently good.
I don't think
single barrel product.
I would agree with that.
Non-pick, just single barrel, regular on the shelf.
Agreed.
Single barrel.
Yeah.
I go with Four Roses. I'm gonna do single barrel stuff. I like Knob Creek's good, but it's not sweet enough for me. I have a sweet tooth with bourbons.
But consistency, though.
Yes.
They're consistent.
I haven't said there's one that I didn't like, but as far as the type.
Yeah.
Four Roses is also tasty, and it tends to be very consistent because they have that, single floor, so they don't get a lot of
variance.
Yeah. I've told people, and I've said it probably before, I am very pleased with the single barrels from Four Roses, and every time I get one, I was not. At not one point have I been like, oh no, this one's not so good. It's always been solid.
Yeah, for sure. We have finished our Weller. Oh, you okay.
I'm right there with you. I'm right. What are we doing next?
I don't know. Chad chose first, so you can choose.
I can't make choices.
We could.
I mean, it can, but it'll take another half an hour.
There's nothing else over here. They're all over there.
There was supposed to be the Peerless. I want that.
You have that. I have the Peerless double oak though.
The double oak.
That is out there on the wall.
Okay. You had one job.
Yeah, to get the things that are in here, and I succeeded.
I said Peerless. I don't know if I said double oak.
You did. It's okay. No, it's okay. You don't have to go.
And he's off.
I just really am in the mood for that right now.
Yeah, it's so good. Like this is my story bottle. I can tell you a story. I think I've told someone, probably a live stream, but this is the one I picked up. I wanted to buy like a stupid bottle. You know, I'm leaving Kentucky. I haven't bought anything really crazy. I didn't want to spend a lot of money, but I wanted to be like, oh yeah, I got this one in Kentucky. And I was at the Kentucky airport, which you've been to numerous times, or at least I think you have.
Yes.
Probably. You know, I went into that airport. It has a big old liquor store. Of course it does. And I walk in there. I'm looking around, and I was like, it's not much from when I arrived, so nothing really changed. There's this nice little old lady who's talking about all the whiskey. She's talking to customers. I literally heard someone say, I heard something, you know, she was asking about bourbons. It wasn't for her. It was a gift. Something called Blanton's. It actually happens, folks. I did not make that up. It happened right over there when I was standing in the airport.
Oh yeah.
This was sitting on like the counter near the register, and she said, "Oh, we just got this one in this morning." And I went, "Well, how much is it?" Sure, I'll get that.
Yeah.
And then lo and behold, as soon as I get back, I think it was you and Mash and Drum like did a video on it. I was like, "Well, I don't have to do it now." Sweet. I couldn't watch them though. I could not watch them, and then I opened it eventually.
It is very tasty.
It really is.
I would love to do. I'm slowly trying to work my way in to be able to do a double oak barrel pick. They do them, but
just not
we've done a rye, and we're on schedule to do a bourbon in July. So I'm like, do we do the bourbon and then say, so when can we take the next step up?
Like,
or when we go to do the bourbon, say, so can we make this a double oak?
Make it a double?
What would that take?
Can we supersize?
Classic.
It's just
we're here. When can we get another?
Exactly.
Yeah.
But that's how you got to do it, because otherwise you leave and then and it's just really hard to get back in, top of people's minds.
So we first had this
terrifying
at the Kentucky Bourbon Festival.
That's right.
Back in September. It was before it hit the market.
Was it that or Bourbon on the Banks?
No, it was Kentucky Bourbon Festival.
Okay.
And then, according to my tag, we got this October 2nd of last year.
Nice.
That's when we bought it.
Quick.
Not too long after the Bourbon Festival. Ooh, yeah.
I like the oak. I mean, you definitely get the extra oak from the double oak, which
we took quite a step away from what we were just drinking.
But it's also got like a toffee caramely note. It's not overly sweet though, but it's not overly oaky.
I got a pretty heavy like dark brown sugar immediately.
It has that like caramely dark brown sugar.
Yeah, and immediately to the chest.
Yeah, that too. That happens to me a lot. But that I was like, oh hi, I'm keeping a straight face. That's what I'm doing.
Yeah,
right here, always right here. Ugh. Stabbed.
Yeah, I feel like I'm not a cigar smoker, but I feel like this would be one that would pair well with a cigar.
I can see
the way that it's got that kind of dance between the sweetness and the oakiness.
I do like that. I don't like when
the
things
savory
really
and the sweet.
I know. Oh, well, that circling back before I talked about some stuff. Two of the things I tried in the vault recently. One was a Stag Junior. Yes, Stag Junior, and the second one was this old Elijah Craig barrel proof bottle. Like it was one of the older bottles.
The pirate bottle.
Pirate bottle. Yeah.
Yeah, it was up there. It was.
Those are very nice.
It was.
I think we
only had a little sip.
Probably drank from that same bottle when we were there last time.
Yeah.
It was.
You can't go wrong.
That showed up on the recent try video. That was the funny part. They weren't on the shelf. These weren't bottles I picked. I sat down in those lovely leather couch things. My dad was on the other side. And on the table in between us, there are all these bottles. And I look over at these two and I go, what the hell are these doing here? And I was like, I'm going to try both of those before I get out of here. And they were really good. It was fairly short because we had other stuff to do. I was going to do a stream that night. But later on, like a day or two later, Saturday, and I think we were there Friday, they had done a video about these high proof things, and they were giving it to a tea drinker. Gave these like high proof, punch in the gut kind of whiskeys to a tea drinker. And I thought that was awesome that I accidentally picked those two that were there because they had left them there He'd done a shoot and just left them there.
Oh,
That was
jeez.
my little bit of fun for that.
This is really nice. This was one of my favorite, like, I like to kind of sort bottles by seasonally, how I would drink them or which ones I would drink. Because we have so much. It's kind of like I need to fill up my roster every season to figure out, like, what do I need to work through? And this one was one of my favorite ones for last fall. So, I mean, I know it's only May now, but if you...
This screams autumn.
It screams, yeah. If you've come across one of these in the next couple of months, you should save it and open it in September and just sip on it until, you know, the holidays come around.
Sip on it outside.
This one, I'm into it. I know some people weren't impressed with it. I can't remember who was like, meh.
Somebody was.
Oh, yeah.
I think it was Fred Minnick. I think he was just...
What does he know about bourbons, really?
Well, I mean... That's the great thing, though, is that there's so many products that not everything is for everybody, right?
Sure. I mean, imagine if you were a whiskey reviewer and
who loved everything.
And you loved everything, then
what would your opinion be worth?
Right.
Yeah.
It's also my back of my head thing is if someone doesn't like something and you do, good. More for you.
More for you.
Yeah.
It's like if you don't like it, it's like that's too bad. I'll just take that. Thank you.
Yeah. I don't know if you've thought, you know, come across this, but I feel like when we first started, it was like I would give bottles a yes, no, or maybe based on solely my experience with it. Like, and you weigh in too, but you know, I'd be like, I don't like this, tastes like cherry, and I don't like that, so no. Now I'm like, here are the things that I don't like about it because they just don't fit my personal flavor profile preferences. But I can appreciate that it has a long finish, a nice mouthfeel. And if you like herbal cherry flavors, then you would like this. To try to be like a little bit more descriptive, I think some people read that as I just don't want to say no to a product anymore.
Well, you know, you can be like, it's a no for me.
It's a no for me.
It's going to be a recommend for the people who like, you know, as you said, like a cherry note or a licorice, because, you know, you're not in on licorice at all.
Too earthy, too oaky, too licorice.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. So
a lot of rhymes right there.
You know, you've got to put your own personal preference in there because that's why people tune in for a particular reviewer. But you also kind of have to, as you said, like call out your own
bias.
Not really bias, but your own preference. Your own, you know, like if someone was like, I don't recommend Booker's, but let me say I don't like nutty bourbons. And you're like, oh, okay, well, Booker's is very nutty.
And I love nutty bourbons.
Where we're like, we love nutty.
Yeah.
Yay, Booker's and Knob Creek and Baker's. So yeah, it's but that I agree that is sort of something that we evolved with in our review, in our recommend or not. It's like
I try to give a bigger picture.
Yeah, putting ourselves into it and then taking ourselves out of it.
Right.
And doing both. So
And I think it's helpful too because people have told us over the years, you know, I watch and I identify more with Chad's flavor profile or his taste. So like when Chad likes a bottle, I know I'll like a bottle, or the other way around. They'll say, you know, I feel like my flavor preferences are more in line with Sarah's. So
I hear that more often.
Well, you know, people have said both.
Yeah.
So that's kind of why I try to give, like, for me, it's a no, but I could see if you like X, Y, and Z, it could be for you. And I hope people don't see that as a cop out because I'm really just trying to help give more information.
Yeah, you want to have your own stance. You want to do both. It's like you want to give your opinion. You also want to help other people out. That's kind of like that, you know, seesaw kind of thing. Like the scales, which is it? It needs to be like this.
Exactly.
But also in my head, I always, because of the book I got into whiskey with, the, you know, how women say whiskey thing, reading it, hearing it, I should say, and finding out just that in general, women have a better olfactory sense about things. So I always kind of defer. It's like, well, what do you I have this. What do you, please tell me more. That's me personally, though. Like some people just love their own opinions. I'm just like, I don't. Anyway, tell me.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's a good. Again, it would be a very boring world and community in which everyone's opinion or experience was just deemed correct, and yours. So if mine's right and yours is wrong. Like it's all very. What's the word that I'm looking for? subjective,
Mm-hmm.
you know? And I think that's what makes it fun though, because we can have all these WhiskeyTube channels and we each bring something different to ours, a different perspective or opinion. And we can have discussions about a bottle. We wouldn't be able to have discussions about a bottle if we were all just like, yes, good. Or nope, bad.
I love this bottle, don't you? Why, yes, I do. It's such a good
Everyone
bottle.
loves
What do you
it.
think? Yes, I agree. It's delicious.
Yeah.
Very boring. No one would watch that.
I mean, it's a lot like movie critics, right? It's
right.
Some people are going to like it because that's their taste, and others aren't. I mean, and it's funny because most people won't hardly listen to like the professional movie critics. Like, no, I'll only take into account the audience score, you know, because they're like, oh, critics don't know anything.
They're too stuffy.
I don't know if people think that about whiskey reviewers or not.
I don't know. It would be interesting to get like a poll.
Right. Set up a poll, community tab. Just put up a poll now.
Do I want to know the answer?
But here's the thing: if you wouldn't see that poll unless you follow a whiskey reviewer.
I mean, I think the difference is like movies are way more accessible than a lot of whiskey.
There's no prerequisite. You just have to like entertainment. And majority of people like entertainment.
And a movie doesn't often cost $130.
Right.
And so like sometimes people
nowadays
sometimes people complain when we put out too many like high-end reviews in a row or like in a short amount of time because they're like, great, just more bottles I'll never see. And I'm like, I understand where you're coming from, but this review is to help the person who is like standing in the store in front of that bottle thinking, do I want to spend this large sum of money or do I want to try to chase this or trade stuff for this?
Or they're thinking, I got the hot tip. Do I want to sit outside of the store for the next 5 hours to get it?
Or skip it.
Yeah, or skip it.
And so I feel like those are kind of higher stakes situations. And that's where we're hoping to add value. But also we want to focus on everyday, you know, diamonds in the rough or whatever.
Yeah, it's all about
it's balance.
Moderation, right?
Yeah.
I think
like that flavor wheel.
It's good that you're doing the high-end stuff personally, from my opinion, is because you are giving people that heads up for your taste. It's like, okay, this very expensive bottle, we didn't particularly like it. However, if you want to go for it, we told you what we can. It's like, I can't imagine that. Like, I'm not in that area, but I like to have a general idea.
Yeah.
I like the most expensive one I have right now for bourbons, I think, is that Wild Turkey one. And that was just stumbled upon it, asked kind of on Instagram, and everyone was like, get it. So okay, I'm just $125 on that credit card. Cool.
Yeah.
So that was one of the master keeps, was it?
It is the anniversary one. I think it was 60 years of
oh wow.
What's his name? Russell?
Oh, yeah. Father and son?
I don't hold on. Wow,
sorry.
When he drops it
I gotta
camera,
know.
everyone.
Show me what you got.
I gotta know. Refuses to stand up. He's probably not wearing pants.
Oh, the diamond. Yes.
The diamond.
Yeah.
Well, you got a really good price for it because normally that was $199.99.
Yes.
So,
but they've been out there for a while.
Yeah, they're probably like, let's.
It was on some mom and pop shop, just like sitting down there behind glass, and I went, well, let me just.
I would have done. I would have done the same thing.
It's interesting when I think about it. Wild Turkey doesn't have a lot of products that sit up in that like ultra premium price range, that $199.99. And
until Masters Keep.
Until Masters Keep, but I feel like because I'm just gonna go off on a tangent here, their core product line is perceived as like Wild Turkey 101, I think is perceived as kind of a similar way as like Jim Beam White Label, kind of like the everyman's accessible whatever. So when they come out with something super fancy, Diamond sat on the shelves forever. I think because people in their minds had a really hard time saying, I want to spend premium price on a Wild Turkey branded product. They have this misconception that Wild Turkey can't make a product because it's the everyman's drink that's worth that much.
Same thing with Jim Beam.
You're wrong.
Same thing with Jim Beam Masterpiece.
Jim Beam Masterpiece, same deal.
$199 came in the fancy leather box that parts, and you see the bottle, and they're like, but that says Jim Beam on it. Jim Beam is a $20 bourbon.
Why would I spend?
Why am I going to spend
10 times that?
$200?
That is rough. I'm understanding what you mean there. Where I can think back before I would drink, whiskey or bourbons or anything. There was always those familiar bottles. Like I didn't drink whiskey, but I knew what Jim Beam was. I knew what Jack Daniels was. I knew what Maker's Mark was. And I can understand that people who just see that on the shelf everywhere would be like, well, it's just that. I see that. It's not everywhere. Why would, what? Eh?
Mm-hmm.
And it feels like you just have to take a step towards an interest in whiskey to be like, whoa. Have you heard of the cask strength version? Because, oh my God. And then it goes from there. It starts going up and up and up.
Yeah.
What should we pour next before I forget? Because my glass.
Ooh.
Let's do one of our picks.
We can do a pick.
Yeah.
This might be our last one.
Probably.
Yes.
Which pick would you like? Dealer's choice.
You got one open. You got one open, one not, right?
Yeah, Chad picked the 107. I picked the double oak. Now you pick.
Well, I was going to do this anyway. It seemed like a good idea. And with other channels' barrel picks, I'm like, I got this barrel pick from this other channel. It's gone. Long gone. I can still do one, but I do want to open this Rebel. I always feel bad having a bottle just sitting.
Back to a wheater.
Another wheater.
A wheater.
Saved by the bourbon.
Saved by the bourbon.
We have picked 2 more Lux Row, another Rebel, and Ezra that should come out this September.
This one formerly belonged to a drunk Wolverine who only got one claw.
Yeah,
on
what
it.
happened there? I don't know what happened.
You're like, Jean Grey.
It's scratched. That's what he's trying to say.
Yeah. But we can use this opportunity to talk about the preference between Saved by the Bell and Boy Meets World.
Do it.
The actual show, not the bottles.
Well, that's why I said Saved by the Bell
instead of Saved by the Bourbon and Bourbon Meets World.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I grew up with Boy Meets World. Like, I was in probably 5th grade when they were playing middle schoolers, and I was in late middle school when they were playing high schoolers. So like that
related.
I very much related to their whole thing. Whereas like I was probably way too young to watch and relate to high schoolers and Saved by the Bell. So I can only vaguely remember a couple of those episodes, and I just was like, eh. So it's Boy Meets World all the way for me.
Okay. Well, I obviously
Sean?
being okay.
Also Topanga.
My name's Chad. Oh. They
were pretty.
Being older than you. You
are.
Thank you.
You are. Like, thanks.
You are.
Me too.
It's true.
I was just saying you're right.
Yeah, I was a Saved by the Bell fan, but honestly, late to Saved by the Bell. I think I was in like 6th or 7th grade, and my friends were talking about Saved by the Bell, and I'm like, "What's that?" Because I think it came on. I'm not a morning person, never have been. I think it came on really early.
Ted, not a morning person.
And I was like, yeah, it comes on while we're getting ready for school. And I'm like, you watch TV while you're getting ready for school? I just get up.
Just like I barely opened my eyes.
With enough time to get a shower and eat breakfast and get out the door. So I'm like, what's Saved by the Bell? And then
Which is literally, isn't that what the opening song about
Yeah.
Saved by the Bell is about? Like literally rolling out of bed, like shoving breakfast in your face.
You make it to the bus on something like
enough,
that.
you could relate.
And then I found it on like TNT or TBS or one of those like after school. And then I started watching. I was like, I gotta see what this is all about. Yeah, and then ended up watching
and then you were in love
the entire
with Kelly Kapowski.
Kelly Kapowski wasn't bad.
I do like the alliteration. Good character.
Oh, Kelly Kapowski.
Mm.
Okay, yeah. Sure.
Mike Wazowski.
Was that Mike Wazowski?
This is a hitter. This is like the percentage. If people didn't know, I believe 60%, right? I mean, 120.
120, Scotch boy. Okay, let's calm down with the ABV.
No, I just like saying percentages because 60% and then 120 proof. It's just it's easy to remember because I don't have to double up anything.
What?
And that's just all
globally. I'm trying to be globally
global.
But I just have to remember to say that when I'm traveling around America. I didn't do it in Texas.
Yeah.
Like, what's the percentage?
Well, it's easy with proof. 120. You could be like 60/120.
Yeah.
That what you said just gave me an image of like instead of Batman and Robin or like the sidekick boy or whatever.
Fallout Boy.
Bourbon Boy or Bourbon Man and Scotch. What
Scotch Boy?
Scotch Boy, yeah. Then they're whiskey drinking crime fighters or something.
Scotchy Boy.
I don't know, something like that.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'd watch that. I imagined what their whole costumes would look like. And
Radioactive Man and Fallout Boy.
Yeah,
that's where the band got its name, from The Simpsons.
Weirdly enough, I'm picturing one guy with like turkey wings, so he's instead bat wings, he's just turkeys, and the other one, for whatever reason, he'd just be smoking like he'd be repeated Scotch everywhere he's met. He was just like kind of Charlie Brown-esque, that guy who's just got this stuff coming off him the whole time.
Yeah. Pigpen, right?
Yeah,
Pigpen.
I think so.
So his name would be Pete. His secret identity would be
his name is
Pete.
It has to be Pete.
Scotchington.
No.
Pete.
There's so many other Scotch names.
I don't figure it out.
And he would be Scotch
His
Boy.
name is Pete, and he's Scotch Boy.
Scotch Boy. Yeah.
There you go.
By night, Pete by day.
Yeah.
Someone write this down. We got to start a cartoon series. Let's go.
Yeah, Bourbon Man, and his identity is Tim Bourbons.
Or something. I don't know. We'll figure it out. We need an animator. Stat.
Yeah.
Well, this smells wonderful. It's making me think Knob Creek, kind of.
I started out as pro Rebel between the two. I was very much Team Rebel, and then I think I've migrated to Team Ezra.
When they open up, yes, I think on a fresh crack,
the Rebel
really takes hold. But after you get them both about halfway down,
wants to throw hands, just not
the bottle. The Ezra really kicks in. But I feel like as a weeder, this one never really reads straight on wheat.
I think if you gave this
Pete
blind,
Pete Pen.
If you gave this blind, I don't know that I would say that I thought it was wheated. It does have a sweetness to it. It tingles the front of your tongue a little bit, but
something
I don't think
either you guys or I should do something where it's like just all 60% stuff. You just mix it around completely blind and be like, oh.
Well, I feel like the heat when you get to this proof level for a wheated product really throws people off. I mean, people. When I say people, I mean me.
Person.
But most people, also me, get thrown off by the proof. It's hard to see, that wheat is the dominant grain through the proof. I don't know. What do you think?
I did get wheat bread somehow when you were talking about
wheat bread?
Wheat. I'm like, oh yeah.
It's kind of like a honey wheat. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I will say, doesn't drink like the proof.
Agreed.
I know what it is. I took a sip and I was like,
I would say it's a good 110 if I were drinking it blind.
Agreed. Yeah. And there is a nice grain note, and I feel like it's kind of that malted barley, slightly nutty, which makes me feel like it would be, again, like a honey wheat multigrain oat bread type of a thing.
Very healthy.
Very healthy. Very tasty. I would put butter on it. I'd put peanut butter on it. It's good
for you. You have it in the morning.
Maybe banana, some honey.
Just put it in your oatmeal. No, bad idea.
Snack.
Exactly. Bourbon for breakfast.
Could you? I bet you could.
Absolutely.
I bet you could make. What if you took? Stop. What if you took the Quaker pre-made maple brown sugar oatmeal and poured like 2 tablespoons?
I got some right over there.
Cooked it off, stirred that up. That would be delicious. Probably 2 tablespoons is too much for one serving. It'd have to be 1 tablespoon.
Nah. Some would cook off.
It would cook off, but it would be very strong
sure.
The taste.
Yeah.
Because it's only one little packet. You only need a tablespoon.
Uh-huh. True.
I put like 3 tablespoons in an entire cake. So for 1 bag of oatmeal. Anyways, that's my breakfast recommendation.
There you go.
Well, it's what's for dinner.
You heard it here. Whiskey for breakfast.
We'll give you a little inside baseball here with the new ones that have been picked but have not been bottled and sold yet. They will be more than likely, for us anyway, the last
sourced from
double H,
something that rhymes with Schmevin Schmill.
Yeah. So if you like Schmevin Schmill, our new Rebel and Ezra will be, next time we go to do a pick at Lux Row, it's going to be their own juice more than likely.
Nice. See, but the thing is like I'm going to want to try that before we say we're going to do another pick.
Absolutely.
I need to know.
We're going to need to find someone else's pick.
Unless the price has changed.
That we know is from there. Well, the age will be about the same. Yeah.
It'll be.
I know.
I still need to try it
what I'm
first.
locked in for. You guys have talked about this 4 Roses pick, and I'm just going, yes, please, I'm waiting, please.
It was some tasty stuff.
Yeah.
We got these lovely little private barrel program glasses they sent us home with. We got to try all 10 recipes, which was ridiculous. They said it was like they just got back to the point where they have enough stock of all 10 recipes to where they can do that. So it was honestly like if you ever get a chance to go on a Feroz's pick, you or anyone in the chat,
It's on the wish
one
list.
of the best picks experiences that I've been on. They really
on any kind of pick. So I'm going to keep talking to people. It's like, hey, you know what? If you want to invite the mustache man to
the mustache man, Scotchy boy.
I feel like you could definitely like team up with somebody else too. Because
I will
the thing
eventually,
is,
but
like,
there's no rush.
The yield is when we got our first few barrel picks, the yield was intimidating.
Yeah.
Until you kind of figure out how to distribute or like a good way, you know, who you're going to partner with or whatever. Yeah. It's very intimidating. So like, I think one of our early ones, we figured out a way to have it or something.
It was a half. We were
half
able
barrels.
To,
we were able to get, and that was much more manageable.
Yeah.
But anyways,
especially if it's younger stuff.
Because we got some input on the oat whiskey dealy.
Equals bad.
It doesn't work.
Oatmeal plus whiskey equals bad. Very bad. It sounds great. Good. Thank you, Sugar Kitty. She knows the sweets, so I would assume I'm going to take your word for it. It does sound good on paper, but I could see how it could turn out very bad.
Maybe oatmeal cookies.
Okay, so I think if you made your own oatmeal and you took butter, brown sugar, and bourbon first, made that a sauce and mixed your oats.
The vanilla, you substitute the vanilla for bourbon.
Mm-hmm. That's just a baking rule.
And cookies, yeah. But thank you, Meow.
Thank you, Meow.
Thank you, Meow.
Meow.
How meow of you?
What's going on, Meow?
Meow.
I'm sorry, did you say meow? What, I look like a cat all nimbly bimbly?
We're creeping into anime territory where they say meow all the time, or have ways of ending sentences like that. Oh, I'm gonna go there. That always weirds people out. Japanese, man, it's crazy language. That's all I gotta say. Aaron has a store. Good.
Chad's like, I'm lost.
I was like, let me throw the anime card in there so I can seem super cool and that film.
Yeah, I don't know. It's the animation style. I think they use fewer frames.
I don't know. Of course, he's going to get into the technical side of it.
I think they use fewer frames.
I will ask a straight question to make it easy. Have you seen Arcane yet?
What?
Arcane. It's on Netflix.
No.
Is that like an Adult Swim show?
No, it's a story. It's technically based off a League of Legends game, but I would recommend just watching the first episode, and then that's all I would recommend. The rest is completely up to you because, oh my God.
Okay.
They put a lot of effort and talent into that, and I was dumbfounded. I didn't watch it at first. A friend recommended it to me, and if you like animation, and if you want to get like a feel of like anime fight style and stuff, and you know the stylized stuff, I mean, going off on a rant.
Yeah,
but
I dabbled a bit.
Incredible to see, just visually, artistically. Holy shit!
Okay, I know.
I like cartoons.
Hearing commercials about Attack on Titan, only on Adult Swim.
Well, that's intense. That gets messy. So does this one a little bit, but not quite.
Just from commercials.
I dabbled a bit back in the day, but I think my range goes as far as like, what is it? Princess Mononoke?
Yes.
Is that right?
Yes.
And like Howl's Moving Castle and
those
one.
It's Hayao Miyazaki's films, and he's
yes. And like Kiki's Livery Service and all that. And then like a little bit of Cowboy Bebop, and that's it.
Cowboy Bebop, also Adult Swim.
Oh yeah.
That's what I know.
Okay.
My little thing is trying to get people into cartoons that are like Disney itself is kind of going that way. It's like it's for children, but also the parents. We got to keep you both.
I mean,
right? With
we really like
with like you know some of the Star Wars stuff like Clone Wars and Bad Batch. You know, I watched that stuff. I enjoyed that.
I never understood where there's a rule. It's like it's for children. It's like I like cartoons. Shut up.
There's a lot of death in it in those. But I do appreciate
Arcana too.
The Rick and Morty episode where they built what was it called? It was the ferrets, right? That formed. It was a GoBots.
Oh, Go-Go-Bots, yeah.
Not Go-Go-Bots.
But it was GoBots, and then they made Go-Go.
Oh, right.
And it kept being like a bigger bot.
Yeah.
Which it was Power Rangers and also
GoBots. Yeah. But they had some anime characters in that episode. Right. And
you appreciated that.
I appreciated that.
Yeah. We do I like a very cynical animation. So like that and what's the other one?
Solar
Opposites. Yeah.
on Hulu.
Mm-hmm.
Basically Justin Roiland stuff.
Yeah, basically.
Justin Roiland. Yeah.
Well, you guys let me know.
Good drama.
I'm not going to like hunt you down and say, true, watch Arcana. But everyone I've told this to has come back and been like, yeah, thank you. Simply because of the amount of work and like years and years and years to get this thing started. I wasn't interested at first. I don't play League of Legends, but it doesn't really have to do with the game. It's just this incredible,
do you know where you can
visually stunning thing?
Do you know where you can watch it?
Where can we watch this? Are you sponsored?
Netflix.
Okay.
Most people have Netflix. So that's why I say that. Well, I'm afraid we're coming up in the last few minutes. Unfortunately.
Yes, we are. I'm glad we got through 3 things.
We are turning into pumpkins, as they say.
I will be a pumpkin soon.
I do not want to keep people. I'm very strict with time for myself because if I'm not, 3 hours later, I can't do that.
And we're still talking about
anytime
anime?
Chad's like, let's do overtime. I look up and I'm like, it's 9:30. We've been on for 90 minutes. This is which is fine if you're in the live chat and you're enjoying it. But anyone who comes across the video later and sees 90 minutes, they're gonna be like, I don't have time to listen to this.
But some of WhiskeyTube is like 90 minutes. We're just halfway through. We're just getting started.
It's true. And some people just listen to it in the background.
Right. Yeah. It's like, well, that's a marathon.
I just don't have the energy.
This is free gaming late night.
I'm like, you got 60 minutes at least of good quality Sara time. And then after that, I start to really.
Yes, the whiskey doesn't help. I mean,
she powers down.
I don't want to be. You got to plug me back in.
Yeah.
I don't want to.
She's like 5 minutes of power remaining. And she goes back to talking. And I'm like, well,
danger. Power reserves low.
Yeah, you see the
I
little red
suggest
bar.
you plug me in soon.
Yes.
Yeah, did anybody watch Humans?
Humans,
like that.
Right?
Humans. I don't know
AMC.
why they did away with that. It was such a good show.
I think it got like 3 seasons.
I think it definitely got 2. I don't know about 3.
Yeah,
it was a good show. I liked it.
With that? Yeah, God, I gotta watch the actual timer now. And I'm not used to using StreamYard, so I know it just kind of goes like that. But
it's just gonna go? Well, then we should say goodbye.
Yes, there's no rush. We will say our farewells. I will do the thing with the thing, and then we'll get out of here. All right.
Well, thanks for having us.
Oh, you're supposed to act like we froze.
Sorry.
We don't have to act like we froze yet. But yes, thank you for being here. I hope you come back soon. You don't need to be frozen yet.
Sorry.
But I will look forward to seeing you guys on Sunday. Again, Chad, happy birthday. I'll raise a glass to you. Pour something sweet out. And I hope you all will have a lovely evening. I have to do things. I have to pretend I know what I'm doing.
We gotta eat.
Then I do this, and then I hit the stop button. Are you ready? Here we go. Thank you for joining me on KillCo Whiskey Musings. You can find my social media and Patreon in the links below. Be sure to like, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.